Greetings and salutations, boys and girls of every creed and class. Welcome back to episode 89 of the Snarp Fangle Podcast. I'm your host, Jake Metzger, a guy who has an abundance of tics and texture on this audio adventure. May your ears pertain to this information of our dearly beloved kin, who I refrain from calling Mr. David Pumpkin. Ladies and gentlemen, David Reed. David, how are we doing this fine evening?
Pretty good. If you hadn't told me what that was from previous, I would have no idea what that meant.
You didn't know what David Pumpkins was?
You wouldn't picture Tom Hanks on SNL.
I guess I must have missed that one.
Yeah.
What? You have to watch it after this. It's so fun. I'm David Pumpkins, man.
And our guest this week, who relates and loves all of Jack's laments and obsessions, brings a unique perspective with her anime and macabre possessions. And during this spooky season, she's feeling antsy to watch the fall time movies during a lull. And if you haven't seen it, she will cast to YouTube the entirety of Mystery Skulls. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea Metzger. Chelsea, how are we doing?
A little bit sick.
Yeah, same here, man. It was a struggle session yesterday at work. Driving the Amazon van in the rain, not feeling this way.
And the wind.
A struggle session? Like one of those communist struggle sessions?
Yes. I'm like, God, I want to take over the country, but I don't know how.
Well, we were watching the movie, and then, I thought it was the air coming on. The loud noise that happens when, the air comes on in your house. I thought that's what was happening, and then Holly's like, no, that was, wind and rain just, slamming against the wall. I was like, what? And you were out in that.
Yeah. So, anyway, for any and all inquiries, comments and concerns, thoughts and ideas, and what stop-motion classics you would have the Snarp Fangle crew watch, feel free to send them on over to snarpfanglepod@gmail.com, or you can just text Jake. All right, guys, gals, we are here again in the spooky month of October. We're doing a set of weeks for the whole month where every week is a different Two Films episode centered around this spooky time. And we've done quite a few now. And this is the last one to end October. And then we'll see what happens next week. Me and David has something special planned.
I'm excited.
It might be another two films, but we shall see.
That was easier to do.
It depends. I put way more.
Like the content is right there for you.
Kind of, but I've been putting way more time into the research and the behind the scenes and just writing and researching.
Good,
basically.
I'm glad.
This whole month has helped me ironed out the process of when we do two films and that kind of thing. So, which I cannot wait to be done with, David. I've loved this test and experiment of two films, and I want to do more. But I'm ready to talk about some video games.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get into something more, maybe, some other flavors of topics and discussion, so it's going to be good. I can't wait to talk about
when you guys going to invite a psychiatrist on the show?
Oh, he's already en route. His name's Malachi. You'll see him. All right. Anyway, so
you guys.
This week, though, Chelsea and David. By the way, Chelsea, thank you for coming on. We are going to discuss two spooky kids films today. Now, when I described this to Angela, shout out to you, Angie, she said, "Oh, you could do weapons and mama." And I'm like, no, it's not horror movies with kids in them. It's two spooky kids films.
It would be like, they're clean.
What?
That's what she always says.
Yeah, she'd be like, "Oh, they're not." No, weapons is great.
Adelaide
David,
said it
you and me
was
should
pretty
watch
good,
it. Yeah. So, two spooky kids films. We were like, well, what's spooky and what's creepy and what's perfect for this time? And I've always wanted to do Nightmare Before Christmas and Corpse Bride. They're very similar films in a thematic sense. And they're both, of course, two films involving Tim Burton. And they just so happen to be stop motion. So this episode could be called A Many a Thing, but we're doing two spooky kid films this time. So we're going to start with The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I just, whenever I'm texting it or trying to write it out, I just say NBC.
Yeah, NBC, yeah. There's an empty place inside of children's hearts comes a deep desire for the macabre. And one of those children was Tim Burton. In this 1993 classic, we follow the Pumpkin King, Jack Skellington, as he faces a midlife crisis and wishes he was different in this world of Halloween Town. Directed by Henry Selick, written by Caroline Thompson and Michael McDowell, based on the poem and characters by Tim Burton. Starring Chris Sarandon, Catherine O'Hara, Danny Elfman, William Hickey, Glenn Sadix, Paul Rubens, Ed Ivory, and the legendary Ken Page.
Paul Rubens is in this?
Yeah.
He's
We'll get
the
into
little
it.
devil kid.
Yeah.
With a budget of
Oh.
$24 million and a box office of a whopping $108 million. With a runtime of an hour and 16 minutes. And released in 1993, Chelsea, David, Jake.
I was 2 years old. How old were you, David?
In 1993,
Yeah.
I was 4.
I wonder
Oh.
what month it came out. I think it was September, but I could be wrong. Anyway, what do we think of The Night Before Christmas? This is a timeless classic. And I think, honestly, as I've come to watch it more and consume more of the media around this film, as well as just the film itself, I've gotten to respect it far more because I didn't grow up watching it. But what do you two think about The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Well, I know why you respect it. It's because I really, 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 really enjoyed it. And
It's all
you were
because of you,
little, so
Chelsea.
you're like, well,
It's all
no,
because of you.
We talked about that on the cartoons one episode where we were like, well, whatever we liked, of course, the little brother and little sister just automatically kind of like. It's just natural.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Well, what are your thoughts on The Night Before Christmas? You have quite the history with the film.
Well, I love it. So I was a goth kid, goth in style, but also in mood. And like I had been that way all through my teen years, and we weren't allowed to watch it till we turned 18. And I remember Angela trying to like sneak it to us a couple times. And
Trying to peddle Night Before Christmas.
The year I was meant to turn 18, I got the soundtrack from Angela. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm turning 18 this year, and it was like 5 months before my birthday or something. And that year was 2007. No, the year before, 2007, we went to Disneyland. It was that year I listened to it, and I listened to it all the way down to Disneyland while we were at Disneyland and all the way back, and I was like obsessed. So I knew the music before the movie. So in my head, I was like seeing all these crazy. I was like, this is amazing. This is and it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful soundtrack. And then I finally watched it, and it was everything I wanted it to be. And then I started doing research on the actors and stuff, and everything. And I was really and I got into Danny Elfman, and I was in love with him. So that's what I think about it.
What's the Mystery Science Theater where they say the soundtrack kind of sounds like Danny Elfman?
I couldn't remember which. That was in my head.
The Final Sacrifice.
Yeah, he's like Danny
Sounds like
Elfman. Danny
Elfman,
Elfman. It
Danny
sounds just like Danny.
By the way, Final Sacrifice, if you want to watch Mystery Science Theater and you've never seen it before, that's the one to watch.
Well, they've done a lot of live streams on YouTube, so you could probably find it on the YouTube
they're also
channel.
for free on YouTube. They can just stream it 24/7. So, yeah. Well, David, what do you think of The Nightmare Before Christmas? We just watched it recently to prepare for this podcast, and I'm intrigued to see your high or low or mid-level thoughts of this film.
I enjoyed it. It's I don't like, I'm not like, oh my God, it's the greatest film ever by any stretch of the imagination, but I really enjoyed it. It's, this is not the first time I've seen it, by the way. But it's just, it's never been one of my favorite movies, but I definitely respected the artistry behind it. And yeah, I think it's an entertaining, well-made movie. Most of my criticism of it really comes from the fact that it's more of a musical than I'm comfortable with.
I got you, David.
I think
2 weeks in a row.
I think that's the Disney side effect.
Well, no. See, that's the thing is I was raised on Disney movies in the 90s, so I'm pretty I'm pretty tolerant of animated musicals despite hating musicals.
It's just naturally, if it's animated, oh yeah, that's normal.
It's easier to bear. It's just normal to me. But like, man, it's funny. I talked about this with Jake earlier.
Yeah.
No, like earlier today, and it's really funny that it's coming up in the beginning of the podcast. It's so funny. So anyway, so this is like more of a musical. Like because like there's a difference between like a Broadway musical and like a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Like a Disney animated film in general is like a movie that has the characters singing songs in it, and then a musical in like the Broadway sense like integrates the actual music into it in a more overt way. And this, the way it's done, like kind of starts crossing over into that territory.
Yeah. No, like Broadway, it's about the spectacle. Like so much has to go behind wowing you. Like expressions, crazy voices, but also dancing and stuff. That comes with stage, but I feel like that's like the live action real life version of an animated. Like that's what they're trying to be.
But this is like I'm talking about things like the one thing that is really emblematic of what I'm talking about here is Jack Skellington later in the film when he's all sad and dejected because his horrible mangling of Christmas isn't going the way he thought it would. And he's like, instead of just having like an inner monologue or talking to himself, and this is a good contrast between the two films because you have the main character in Corpse Bride having a similar low moment towards the beginning of the film, and he's just talking to himself.
Yeah.
He's voicing his thoughts in like a normal movie way. And then, but what does Jack Skellington do when, he's dejected and he's voicing his inner monologue? He's like doing this weird like talk singing thing.
Yeah.
The music is like on the music is like on the cusp of breaking out into song. And he's like, oh my goodness, this thing is not going the way I wanted it to. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's like it's a thing that I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
It's like imagine if I just walked into the door and it's like, oh my God, things have not been going my way today.
I'll be like, God, David, are you all right?
The shit really hit the fan. Just stuff like that.
He finally broke. Oh
no. I need to watch Mamma Mia.
That aspect of musicals is not something I enjoy. So this film had a lot more of that type of stuff in it, which is but other than that, I would say it's a great film.
Yeah. I got you, David. 2 weeks in a row. Musicals, got him.
Got him. It was fun watching them back to back, like comparing them, how different movies they are.
And also like the type of animation too. I know it's like stop motion, but the technique. And like, for example,
we talked about that too.
Yeah. Like, for example, I was
like
looking
the time it came out, like technology was different to when Corpse Bride came out.
Yeah, and it was cool because this was like the Night Before Christmas specifically was the first example of moving, at least from what I am aware. I might be wrong on this, but it's one of the first examples of the moving camera work as it's stop motion. There's shots like, for example, where he locks the Dr. Finkelstein locks up Sally, and it's that morning, and then he's like, hey, like. He's like, it's open. And then the camera pans up to reveal downstairs and it shows Jack opening the door. Yeah. So it's like stuff. And of course, the twirling camera in Corpse Bride. And there's many other
crane
examples.
Action.
Yeah. And it's really cool to see that. And that's why there was a budget of the size for this film. And the story behind it's really interesting, which we'll get into. But back on the music, David. All right. Oh, yeah. Let's see, 20-ish minutes. I'm going to write that down real quick. Marker. 20-minute mark. Noses. All right, there we go. But anyway, speaking of the music, like I would say like first off, the opening song's such a banger. And it just it drums you in, and you're like, "Whoa!"
It's exactly what I showed up for.
And you're like, "This is Halloween." It's like, "Whoa!" Like you could tell, like the mind behind this music was dark from the '80s.
Well,
was ready to just just pour his heart and soul into this
Had
music.
a band named Oingo Boingo.
Had a band named Oingo Boingo, yeah.
Which I don't hate their music.
I've actually not listened to their music. I
It's
just
so
found out
fun.
about it
We
today.
were just listening to them like before yet. We were like, oh, let's check out some of their songs, and I'm like, oh, I actually kind of like it.
Whoa. David, did you hear any of the Oingo Boingos? And do you partake in the Oingo Boingo-ness?
He was on YouTube when we were.
Was it any good?
I mean,
very
Oingo
80s.
Boingo is not bad. I wouldn't say it's my cup of tea, but I mean, also like
Are they like rock or punk or?
it's
like
kind of
pop
like
rock.
it's kind of like 80s. It's kind of like 80s pop.
They have the like,
Alright.
like
Yeah,
80s
it's
sound,
very
yeah.
very 80s sounding. So it's right up my alley because I think I was telling Chelsea this before we started the movie that 80s music is kind of like my guilty pleasure
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, that's right.
80s pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, specifically.
It's always a manic Monday.
And like in the 80s, everybody was yelling when they sang.
And we didn't know how to end a song. Oh, we're just going to fade out. Because why
Oh,
not?
you're right. Oh.
It was a carryover from the 70s. Like,
All
oh,
of Whitney Houston's music fades out.
a lot of music in the 80s just fades away. And you're like, what? Huh? Like a lot of Phil Collins and Genesis songs.
Oh,
just go,
I also mentioned Phil Collins too. Yeah, we were talking about them.
Can you imagine Phil Collins in the music for this instead of Danny Elfman? That'd be crazy.
His
bad.
voice is so unique. He could do something with it.
I was looking at the James and the Giant Peach, which I kind of want to do at some point for the podcast. And Randy Newman did the music for James and the Giant Peach.
yeah. It's like jazzy.
Yeah.
There's jazz like motifs all throughout.
I was listening
It's
to the
so
family
fun,
song
dude.
and I'm like, oh my God, this is Randy Newman. Wow. But anyway, back to the point I was going to say was This Is Halloween specifically reminds me of like an ode or an homage to classic Disney musicals or maybe Disneyland rides. Especially with the cast ensemble singing, this reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean a lot. And it's like,
That's what
this
you were
is who we
saying,
are, this
and
is
I was
what we're
like,
doing. And it's just got that classic Disney feel for some reason. And I think it's part
there's
of the cast
always like the
ensemble.
opening songs in like Disney movies. They introduce you to here's the world, here's the carrot. Look at Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Introducing Belle and all the carrot. Look at
Arabian
Moana.
Nights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where they cut off your
So
ear
that's
if you don't
that's
like
a
your
musical
face.
thing. That's from musical theater. All the first like songs or whatever, or most of the first songs do that. Introduce you to the world.
On the topic of music, Chelsea, what are your like favorite tracks? Let's get into it.
Okay, well, I love like all of that. I even love like all the instrumental music. I would just listen to just the instrumentals for the whole thing, just on a loop, like just all the time. But Jack's Obsession is my favorite song because it was like the one I was like, oh, like while watching
Something's
it.
up with him.
Well, yeah, what a cool song. It's unique. It's not like a normal song where there's like a verse 1, verse 2, verse 3. It's more like just a stream of thoughts, like of someone feeling like they're going crazy because they have something that they want to do or something creative. Like, let's say if they're creative, they're like, I gotta get it out. I gotta get it on paper. I need to tell people what his feeling is, but he can't explain it. The people he's trying to explain it to just can't accept it. They don't understand. That's like a cultural thing in the movie. But I'm like, this is the most relatable song like in the whole movie. Like because I felt that way before because I was really bad at like writing and reading growing up, but I didn't know how to like express my own feelings. And then I did get into writing around the time I watched this movie for the first time, and it was the perfect timing. So, like, that's my favorite one. And then, of course, Oogie Boogie's song is just so amazing. It's so fun.
If I may, since we're on the topic of music, let me get into this piece of trivia here. It says right here, composer, this is just from IMDb, just FYI, but the story of this, Danny Elfman tells about it, and it's really interesting.
I might correct you if anything's out of play, but I watched him talk about it last night.
Yeah, no worries. Composer Danny Elfman, Mr. Oingo Boingo himself, wrote the songs for the film before there was a script. As the hired screenwriter, Michael McDowell still was working on it without much progress. Elfman wrote the iconic songs after Tim Burton described bits and pieces of the story to him. In quotes, he says, Tim would show me sketches and drawings, and he would tell me the story, describing in bits of phrases and words, and I would say, yeah, I got it. 3 days later, I had a song. Elfman told the LA Times in 2015, in the end, McDowell had to be fired because of a cocaine addiction.
Oh,
Burton's search for a new screenwriter turned out easier than expected. Elfman was living with his girlfriend, Caroline Thompson, at the time, who already knew Burton, as she had scripted his Edward Scissorhands film in 1990, and was deeply absorbed by the film due to hearing Elfman sing the songs all day long. Her biggest contributions were to link Elfman's songs together and redevelop the Sally character, who had initially been intended as a femme fatale character, as she was based she based her continually in the development on herself. Very interesting stuff.
Danny Elfman said this was his first musical.
Yeah, this was his first musical.
He said he had never written anything like this, and he said he always grew up with movie soundtracks, and he was a nerd for movie soundtracks, but he had never done anything like this before.
Yeah,
and so he said one do you have the thing with him talking about why he's Jack Skellington, or is that later?
I do actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to go into it?
Sure. Just really quick.
Yeah.
He was singing all the demos for all the songs as Jack. And, it was the only ones he didn't do was Sally's song, because they said, we really need a female to do the demo, obviously. And so he said, near the end of it, he fell in love with the character so much. He was according to his words, he looked at Tim Burton, and he was about to say something, and Tim's like, don't worry, you got the role. You got the role. And there was the production or whatever, I don't exactly know who it was, they did name the guy, said no, he's not a good fit, he's not gonna fit. And they're like, well, he could do the singing parts, that's fine, because the singing turned out so great. They said, but we'd like someone else to do the script or whatever. And at first Danny Elfman was really upset about that, but then he was as the production went on, he was like, okay, no, that's fine. And they ended up with what's his name, Prince Humperdinck from Princess Bride. He did one audition, he didn't know what it was, and then that happens a lot. That's normal. Yeah. And he got the deal, and when people ask him about it, he's like, "Oh, I don't really know a lot about it." He's like, "I'm just guessing my voice is close to Danny's." It really is too.
It really is. I can't
remember what scene it was we were watching, and he is talking normal. Then Jack sings something, and then he says something normal right after that. And I was like, whoa, almost totally seamless. You wouldn't even know. If you didn't know it was two different people, I feel like you wouldn't know,
I remember as a kid, I'm like, wait, Danny Elfman plays Jack Skellington? And then you're like, no, he just does the singing. I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm like, this sounds like the guy who's singing, the guy who's talking, it's a different person. As a kid, I was like, that's weird.
And yet Danny Elfman's regular talking voice does not sound like...
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't sound like Chris Sarandon's, or what's his name, Sarandon's voice at all. Yeah, it's more high-pitched kind of, almost whiny.
Yeah, it's more high-pitched. I mean, with that hair. It's just
yeah, you've seen his hair.
He's full-blown ginger, man, and he's dyeing that stuff.
I think he's dyeing his hair.
Oh, he's totally dyeing it now.
It's 100%. A bright orange.
Yeah, bright orange. Have you seen pictures?
His hair was really orange when we were watching the music videos. We're like, I think that's really his hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for Oingo Boingo? Yeah, that's his hair. Yeah. It's almost neon. Yeah. It's weird how it picks up on film. But anyway.
Funny.
But yeah, there was also a big thing about this film. I might have mentioned it later, but in terms of the music, and we can go wherever we are from here. But in terms of the music, specifically with his relationship with Oingo Boingo, he wanted to move on from the band.
Yeah.
And when Tim Burton approached him about doing the music, he just kind of poured how he felt about wanting to leave Oingo Boingo into a lot of the aspects of Jack himself. Yeah. And I thought that was really interesting. And that's why he was so tied to the character, because it was basically what he was
going through at that moment.
And I was like, that's so interesting. And I can't imagine the synergy between him and his girlfriend at the time, Carolyn, who then penned the rest of the script, and how that they were able to bounce off each other and to kind of make this a very outpouring of their hearts in this whole story, which is really interesting.
Yeah, it's just a bit of real,
because we only think of it's Tim Burton. Oh no, actually it's Henry Selick. No, when you look at this movie, it's basically the concept was Tim's. Henry took that and went for it, and then Danny and Carolyn did the whole thing story-wise.
Yeah, and they all knew each other, kind of.
Yeah,
so that's really cool.
It's so cool. So, but anyway, in terms of my favorites of the music, I think I always loved Oogie Boogie and What's This as a kid, because I was allowed to listen to the.
That's such a fun one to sing.
Oh man, I can do Oogie Boogie. If we do karaoke, dude. Oh man. Oogie Boogie.
But you gotta do the blues, the jazzy,
I could do it if I wasn't. If I wasn't sounding more like a Dude Perfect guy right now, I'd probably belt it out. But anyway, I would have to. I think This Is Halloween I have a new appreciation for that song. It's also, again, really fun.
That was we're driving around with Bubba one Halloween night, and we put it on, and Bubba's, I totally forgot about this song. this is Halloween. And like he's just saying that. He's just going, this is Halloween. And then they're saying the rest of the song. He's going, this is Halloween. And then the guy goes, in this town. He goes, oh, in this town. And he just keeps repeating that.
I thought they say, don't be loving now. That's what I always thought I heard.
No.
But no, it's don't we love it now.
Yeah, don't we love it now.
It sounds like, in this town, yeah, don't be loving now, like waving his finger.
Misheard lyrics.
Is there anything that stands out to you, David, in the soundtrack? I know you're not into musicals, but what do you appreciate about the songs in this movie?
Let's see. I like the opening track. That's good. I mean, the rest of the soundtrack is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's just too musically and too Broadway-ish for my tastes.
I think it's all like one note, maybe. Like all the same.
It just has that musical quality. We talked about this
last week. Yeah.
In the last episode.
I don't know what it is, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah, it's just it's this thing I can't define. But there's a quality to it. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just don't like it. And most of the soundtrack veers too far into that Broadway musical sound for me. So I'm like, it's
like the same feeling you had like watching any musical, really.
Yeah, it's nothing's like, oh my God, this song is so great. It's like, oh, it sounds like more musical music.
Can you imagine, David, sorry to interrupt. Can you imagine if we were watching The Firm and that very piano-centric soundtrack?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Tom Cruise just starts saying, I don't know what to do with my relationship with my wife. They got me at the firm and all this strife. Something like that,
They got me in pictures.
They got me
doing oral and other things.
Exactly. That would be that. Let's do it. The Firm the Musical.
The Firm the Musical.
A dark comedy musical. Like they're chasing him and like we could incorporate Wilford Brimley in there, saying diabetes,
Diabetes, yeah. A whole song called Diabetes.
Why does he look so old?
Get Schmoyo in there to do it.
Get your diabetes tested supplies from Liberty Medical.
Solid package. All right, before we continue, I want to do the animation next, but before we do it, I want to talk about Sally's song.
Okay.
Really bad. Because, let's talk about it. I think it's one of the most I think it's the most powerful song of the whole film. And you can tell, like, knowing the background now of Carolyn Thompson and her being, Danny's girlfriend and stuff, I think that's an interesting aspect. But I want to get into, like, it's a very obvious song in the terms of what she's talking about, the meaning of it. The performance, though, especially from Catherine O'Hara, is really good.
It's actually
crystal
really
clear.
She does a good job. She has a good singing voice.
And, like, kind of the weight behind the song. Like, Chelsea, what comes off, like... Seeing the song, growing up listening to it, what was like your first reaction as like a kid, and then or as a teenager, a teenager, but then you're like, now as an adult looking back on it, like, what do you think about it?
Well, it's like the girl next door song. Like she's looking out the window at the guy she likes, and he doesn't notice her, and that's always sad. But what I like about Catherine O'Hara singing it is it doesn't need to be like Disney princess level, like belting out like an I Want song. It's just it's a short song too. It's just a quick little,
literally under 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's a little sad song, and I like that about it. And I like how Sally is a good focus in the movie.
Yeah,
like she doesn't get put in the background. She's actually like a really prevalent character and stuff.
Yeah, she's pretty dope. Yeah. Was there anything that stood out to you, David, in the song at all, or? Like when that came on, like the performance or anything?
Like it was like, I like it for the reason that she just mentioned, that it's not like a typical Disney princess, I'm searching for something more in life kind of song. It's just very, very simple.
Yeah.
It gets the point across. So it's very effective. And yeah, the performance, I agree. The performance is really good. Catherine O'Hara didn't know she had a great singing voice, but she does.
She does. She brings like this like tender heartedness to the song and her performance. And it's very, I don't know how to describe it. Maybe just her voice is very clear in her performance. It is really clear. And it's really like, I think it's really nice. And like the subject matter of the song, it's like, well, as a guy looking at it, it's like, you know, this is an anthem for many women. Ladies, just so you know, I see it, you know? But it's like, I would say it's also like for men as well. Like throughout my life, I've seen examples of men and women basically sing her song or
I feel like anybody who ever felt that way, who liked someone and then either that person didn't know or didn't like them back, but you know, they liked them so much that they can't really move on. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's a sad feeling.
I would just encourage people out there, if they do see that song and then she's like, but I'm not the one at the very last end of it. It's like, oh man, this is sad. Ends, But just so you know, life's more nuanced, guys. There's plenty of fish out there in the sea. Okay? And remember, just like the Reliant K song that says, it's chapped lips, chapstick, and things like chemistry. So remember, just because Sally ended up with Jack Skellington and you didn't end up with him, there's probably a David Pumpkin out there or something else out there for it.
Oof.
I'm David Pumpkin. But also, I wanted to bring it up because I wanted to shout out the cover that Amy Lee did of it. You can find it on YouTube. Amy Lee is the lead of Evanescence.
Was that for the album that came out where different band members sang the songs?
I have no idea.
Because that was the one where Marilyn Manson sang This Is Halloween. That's where his version of the song comes from.
It might be.
I bet you it is.
But like oh my God, you got to look this up on YouTube. Like you can go and find the live performances.
I didn't know that was her.
Yeah, Amy Lee, who's of Evanescence, does the cover and she
nailed it.
Oh my God, you guys got to see it. Like it's really, not see it, but hear it. Like it's really, really freaking good. And she even throws a little bit of like rock in there, a little bit, just a tad, but just enough to like. And also, she does extend it, but it's like just the performance herself, when she covers this song. Oh my God, it's so good.
She's got a good clear voice too.
Very good, truly amazing performance.
Oh, also like Catherine O'Hara did a really good job, like with the cartoony voice as the little witch. I think it's Locke. Yeah, and or maybe it's Shock. I can't remember. It's Shock, Lock, and Barrel. They're the three little demon kids.
Yeah, I think Beryl is
her voice
is
different, really different in that. It's very cartoony, but she's able to sing it still.
Is her name Shock?
I can't remember which one is which.
Because Beryl is Danny Elfman.
Shock, Lock, and Barrel.
Paul Rubin's the other kid.
He's the devil.
He's the devil's.
Oh,
okay,
fun
gotcha.
fact: they were inspired by the Twilight Zone episode, "The Masks," where the people take off the masks and their faces.
Oh, really?
It's in the commentary. When they pop, they're like, "Oh, I remember the Twilight Zone episode, and I decided to do that." And it was like, "What the heck?" Like Tim Burton came up with that.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Or no, sorry, my bad, Henry Selick. My brain.
Yeah, Henry Selick. Yeah. So
no relation to Tom Selleck, I'm sure.
it's way. Yeah, it's not.
If Tom Selleck directed this movie, what would it look like?
Mustaches.
It would look like Magnet.
Everyone.
Mustache on everybody.
Mustaches everywhere.
And it wouldn't be stop.
There's instead of the sign that says it's a pumpkin and it's Halloween Town, it's just, he goes to the next tree and it's a mustache. It's just a mustache.
Instead of taking place in the mythical land of Halloween Town, it would take place. Yeah, it would take place in Miami in the 80s.
Yeah, sure. Why
or
not?
Short shorts abound.
Yeah, short shorts abound.
Yeah, you wear short shorts too.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying,
wow.
Funny. Yeah, that picture. I can't get in his mind. I can't get him out of my mind now, guys. Let's move on. Speaking of short shorts and what people look like, let's talk about character design for a second. Because looking at this, holy cow, man, I want to know like the thought process behind Tim Burton and like his character designs, because they're so weird and bizarre. And like, I want to know what he went through when creating these characters. Like for me, Jack is like top 10.
He's like
anime characters, the best.
He's like the most
iconic
looking character.
In terms of design. Like he is probably, I want to say, I don't even know what's in the top 10, but he is definitely in the top 10, maybe even top 4 of animated characters and their designs. Like he's just so like, it's for me, like
shapes.
Character design. Simple shapes is probably one of them. I think a certain amount of time is required for character design in terms of like what becomes iconic and what doesn't. And he just has that iconic like look Like, you know exactly who he is from his silhouette. And that's also another aspect of good character design.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know
they
exactly
say.
who they are from their silhouette. I also want to shout out like his expressiveness, because I think that's also an aspect I would rate a character design on, in the sense of like, if you look at what the standout moment for me is, like, in terms of his like expressiveness, is like, throughout the movie, there are two particular things that stand out to me, two shots. The shot of him when he's like explaining Christmas Town to the other
the
people.
town hall
And then he
song,
goes
yeah.
down and he looks in the camera and he's all glowing red and he does that weird,
That
like
smile.
crazy smile. And we're like, whoa.
The smile that's on like every like
Yep.
purse at Hot Topic
Yep.
or socks, yeah.
And then like the other one I would say is him descending down the hill during Jack's lament, kind of like in the poster you'll see for the thumbnail on this podcast. And then of course the entirety of the Poor Jack song, like his thought process and what he's saying, and just looking at how they're animating him in that song is really
And he does
cool.
like a scary face in that one too.
Yeah.
When he goes, I am the pumpkin.
It's like a very wide range of emotions.
The only problem I have with the character design is it's too iconic.
Oh no.
It's
like
too
it's too
like-
much.
It's
Does it get too much credit?
It's too iconic. It's
Oh.
so good
Yeah.
and so recognizable that it just got picked up by insufferable scene kids the world over.
Damn millennials,
just
David.
just like Tim Burton.
Damn
Just
millennials.
like I just,
Oh, they wish they were Tim Burton.
I'm gonna go home, Mom, and watch a new episode of Home Improvement with my Jack Skellington lunchbox. It's like, yeah.
like when I say insufferable scene kids, like you mentioned his grin being on purses at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
That's the crowd I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all. I would agree with that, because this movie's a little bit of everywhere all the time and with no shame. And I always got tired of it as a kid. I'm like, okay, it's Halloween. Oh, we're gonna watch Night Before Christmas again, or people are gonna like watch it, and it's always plastered everywhere on Walmart.
It's cool.
You know,
There's not a movie like it.
is there?
No.
Is there not a movie like it?
I agree with your sentiment. However, see,
You see
just
Chelsea.
like I'm not a pleasant person on the inside
on the inside.
or on the outside, but even more so on the inside. I'm just like grumpy and spiteful about so many things.
Yeah.
And one of those things is
Musicals.
ridiculous, musicals.
Yeah.
And also ridiculous
Mark-
scenesters that shop at Hot Topic.
Yeah, it's pretty pretentious, you know.
So I just like
Not you, them.
Yeah. I'm definitely pretentious. I'm
That's just
definitely,
who you are.
but
By the
we like
way,
you.
I can't see it from here. Is that just the way the name of Corpse Bride is named, or is there like another name? Did you get like the other country's poster or something like
No.
Corpse de Bride?
no.
Okay, that's just how
what
the,
it looks
the
like.
P and the D.
That's just
kinda
what it
connect.
looks like. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's stylistic.
I thought it was like the German poster or something again. Like,
Oh yeah.
What would that be in
what
German?
one was it where you're like, oh, it was two?
It was the one with the Godzilla one.
Yeah, the Godzilla one with Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, what movie was
God,
that?
what was that?
Hathaway.
It was two. It was right after we did the first one.
It was
It was
Click and
Click and Click and
I don't
Colossal.
remember-
Colossal.
Colossal, that was it.
Colossal.
Okay.
Yes, it
that was
was.
our second Two Films episode. So random.
Yeah, there was like I think I got like a Japanese poster of
Colossal,
Colossal,
yeah.
and there was like a Portuguese poster of Click
Click.
for the
Which
thumbnail.
was a great, like, it's a great poster. Just can't read it. Oh,
The German name for The Night Before Christmas is Der Albtraum vor Weihnachten. What's Corpse Bride? Because I want to know what Corpse Bride, the word corpse is in German.
yeah. What else did I write here? I think we can just go straight into the trivia
Oh, yeah.
from this point. Also Sally, I guess I would include her in the character.
I'm guessing
like,
she's your favorite
the
character.
character
then.
design in general in this film is really, really dang good.
Sally is kind of interesting too because it's kind of like cool how they like made her into something different because you can clearly tell due to her outside appearance that she was, and the fact that her creator is literally like a parody of Frankenstein.
Yeah. His name's Finkelstein.
Finkelstein,
the
yeah.
cartoon version of it.
He is like the even more Jewish version of the already Jewish character of Dr. Frankenstein. But anyway, yeah, so you can tell that she was supposed to be like, you know, the sort of Bride of Frankenstein type character. But then obviously, when she like dismembers herself in different parts of the movie, like having body parts and stuff probably didn't sit so well with Disney executives.
Yeah,
so she's stuffed with leaves instead.
Yeah, that was like a creative compromise to like please the producers or whatever.
But also the like overall result of it, like having her character be like a stitched together corpse looking thing on the outside, but like a doll on the inside, is kind of like a cool distinctive thing. There's not really any other characters that, like, you can't say it's a ripoff of another character.
Yeah.
It's its own unique kind of a thing.
She's kind of like a scarecrow, I guess. With the leaves in her. Yeah.
And also like Oogie Boogie too. Oogie Boogie's just a sack with bugs in it.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cool.
I like his visual design. His role in the movie,
It could have been done better.
it was just underdeveloped.
Yeah,
He
it's
just
not
kind
very
of
prominent.
he just kind of shows up, and then they defeat him somehow,
Yeah.
and then bam, movie's over.
I think
if
that's like
Lexi were here, she would have been able to tell us like the whole like weird video game plot.
Oh yeah, she loves the game that came out after this.
It's
on
like
OG
it's a
Xbox.
literal sequel to the movie.
Yeah, it's
and,
Oogie
like
Boogie's
every
Revenge.
word in the game is sung.
Oh, every word of the game is sung?
Yeah, pretty much.
What? I need to play
And then
this
like
game
Oogie
now.
Boogie comes back as like a giant, and Jack has to like fight him and stuff. It's like, and they're singing while they're fighting, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she was telling me about it, I think, and she said, yeah, just so you know, it's really rough to play. And I was like, oh yeah? She's like, yeah,
an
it's really
obscure,
buggy. Like, it's like, the controls are not good at all, and it's like really rough to play, but it's got good singing.
Yeah, she likes obscure media.
Sounds like a typical licensed game of the era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was like, I think 03 or something.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah.
Well,
it was
Kingdom
later
Hearts
on.
was
Yeah.
big at that time, so
Yeah.
kids or
People are
parents were
even
going to
getting
buy
more
it,
exposed
probably,
to
yeah.
Night
'Cause that
Before
was really
Christmas.
popular.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts was a good game, but like, literally every other licensed game from that period in time was just unplayable trash.
Yeah,
So-
there's some bright spots, but they're pretty much all kind of mid.
It's
as
so
you could
funny
say.
watching people trying to replay like Kingdom Hearts, and specifically the Aladdin level in Agrabah. There's like it's like glitches out, and you can't like if you fall during one part, you cannot get back up no matter how many times you restart. So you get like soft locked into the game.
Oh, that's
You
funny.
can't beat it, and people get so mad. It's so funny.
Yeah, I remember going back to the Incredibles game I played when I was a kid, and God, what a piece of garbage that game is. It's so bad.
I thought you were gonna say a masterpiece.
It's
I'm like,
a
of course
masterpiece.
you think it's a masterpiece.
It's so bad. The Cars game, however, pretty dang good.
That's
like,
actually
it's not
fun.
bad.
That's
it's
a
actually
fun
fun.
game.
It's a fun game.
It's an open world
Yeah.
game.
It's the same
You
thing
could
with
kinda
like,
drive anywhere.
Return to the King, which was a third person like hack and slash. Like, it's a fun game, but it's like
You'll have
They're
to do a
pretty
whole
rough. They're pretty
podcast
rough.
on video games based off of movies to try and sell more like merch and stuff. There's some unique stuff out there.
yeah, there's some really interesting. Lexi's always into that weird stuff. She's into
Yeah,
Balan
yeah, she likes
Wonderworld,
obscure media.
No Straight Roads.
She's
Basically,
all into that
fan
weird
bases that
stuff.
have like 100 followers on Reddit and TikTok is where she's at. She's just one of those people.
She's always on Reddit too. Like,
Oh my God. Anyway, so
We love you, Lexi.
Yeah, we love you, Lexi. Even though you're weird, like this movie.
You're weird.
Your face is weird.
So what fantastical unquestionably true trivia have you concocted for us today, Jake?
So I actually fact checked a bunch of this stuff. We're gonna dive right into it.
Wait,
Thank
you
you, David.
actually went to the source and like of the movie.
Yeah, I found some articles. I found some other stuff. It's like mostly IMDb trivia, but the beginning of this is all like straight from.
because
not the horse's
you
mouth.
could like tell it's like fake.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, there was one that said Corpse Bride was the only fully stop motion animated Corpse Bride film. Or no, it didn't even say that. It's the only Warner Brothers film that that was stop motion. And I'm like, have you seen any of the other Warner Brothers catalog? Like, oh God, there's a couple of them. Dinosaurs is one of them, like back in the 60s or something. Like, that's stop motion. So stop lying to me, you incessant
You're the
things.
one going to IMDb.
I know, but there's a lot of it. So let's
At
just get
this
into
point,
it.
it's it's just you got to do it for the meme.
You got to do it for the meme. I mean, we can go to
gotta do it for the
Wikipedia, but
meme.
most of the inaccuracies are still there. So, in fact, that's probably where IMDb trivia gets a lot of it, is from Wikipedia. So, anyway, number 1, and this is the kind of intro of how this got created. As we know, here we go. Tim Burton has said the original poem was inspired after seeing Halloween merchandise display in a store being taken down and replaced by Christmas displays. The juxtaposition of ghouls and goblins replaced with Santa and reindeer sparked his imagination and proceeded to write the original poem in 1982.
Yeah, that one is true.
This next part is an excerpt from theoracle.com about, the history behind the Nightmare Before Christmas. Burton, enamored with his new idea, took the poem to the higher-ups at Disney where he was working at the time, hoping to turn the idea into a film. They told him, absolutely not. It was too dark, too macabre, and too scary for children. Quotes, The Nightmare Before Christmas did not fit the Disney brand. Discouraged, Burton filed the poem away and was soon fired from Disney after the completion of his short film Frankenweenie, which Disney executives thought was too frightening for children and
That
was
was
a
in
waste.
the 80s, Frankenweenie.
Yeah, it was a waste of company resources. Burton did not leave Disney with nothing. He made vital connections. 2 other Disney employees, Henry Selick and Rick Heinrich, bonded with Burton over their shared distaste for drawing Disney's classic style and kept in contact even after they all left the company. After leaving Disney, Burton began to gain acclaim as a director. He directed Pee-wee's Big Adventure, which is the Paul Rubens connection, which was his directorial debut, and then went on to direct the previously mentioned, went on to direct Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands, and then Batman. Even with 4 huge films under his belt, Burton still could not let go of the idea of The Night Before Christmas. He went back to Disney, who still owned the rights to the story, to ask if he could buy it back from them. The Disney executives, now talking to one of the biggest directors in Hollywood, asked, why don't we make it with you? It was really interesting. All right, number 3.
Yeah, now that we've seen that you're
Yeah, you're actually
Wow, you
capable
made
of
it,
being,
man.
come on, cut us in on some of the
some of this goodness.
They're all acting like, oh well, maybe, but they give us that money, Tim Burton.
Well, it's also interesting because the beginning of the process of this started, but I think before The Little Mermaid happened, or as Little Mermaid came out, and as he was making Batman.
They officially started production in 1990, and it took them 3 years to get it out.
Dang.
And there was deadline problems, like they couldn't meet certain quota. That happens with all movies and stuff, but especially animated movies because it takes way longer, to make.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Again, no computers during this time to help with special effects. Some overlays and everything, but a lot of the special effects in it are hand drawn, the ghost, some smoke, and they actually use real fog in the end, and they have the overlay of the characters over that and stuff.
Yeah, especially some of the stuff
fun.
in Finkelstein's laboratory. There's a lot of just practical stuff they just threw in there. It's really cool.
And then when Oogie Boogie falls into the lava or whatever, it's literally a lava lamp or whatever. You can see
They
it's
just sprinkle
real
stuff in
time.
there, yeah.
People dropping stuff in the
which we'll
in
get
the
to,
pot.
which we'll get to later. Number 3, Tim Burton insisted there be no magic in Halloween Town. He preferred a world driven by science, technology, and automations, as seen in the toy-like aesthetic of Halloween Town. All right, continuing on. Okay, I copied that. Number 4. At one point, Tim Burton considered making this a TV special rather than a feature film. And number 5, it says this. Henry Selick commented that, in quote, it's a full-blown musical. Most of the movies at the time had maybe 4 or 5 songs max, and this one has 10. I think it's close to an operetta. So I guess musically speaking, it was aimed at an older audience. There was only one thing in the entire film that Disney asked me not to do. It was the clown with the tearaway face.
Oh.
The first design, when he tore his face away, was bloody and awful. I didn't have a problem with changing it because it never quite felt right. And there were other things, like where Sally gets her arm pulled off. I stuffed leaves in there where some of the guys working on it wanted it to make her like Frankenstein with real body parts.
In the commentary, Henry Selick is saying how when her limbs are off and she has to sew them back on, it's like the bone in the middle of like meat or whatever. Like, no blood, but just like typical like bones in there. And they were like, nah.
Yeah. Which I think was a good choice, but continuing on.
Creatively, it was cooler what they did.
Yeah. Like you were kind of saying, David. In quotes, he says, "A big thing was the ending of the movie. I spent a long time planning the battle between Oogie Boogie and Jack. The point where Oogie Boogie gets skinned alive, and there's all these bugs, that wasn't seen by Tim until it was finished, and it was too late to change it. And that was the biggest risk in the movie, whether we'd gone too far or not."
Well, they said that it was like literally the last thing that they were trying to finish was this scene with all these little bugs and how they had to hand make all of them. And It's like, yeah, and that like they all had to be posable in some way. And he said every single person working on it, whether you were just a camera guy or whatever, everybody had to help make bugs. To try and get it done because it took so long.
That's crazy. Let's see. Musical next. Henry Selick and his team of animators began production in July 1991 in San Francisco.
91?
Yeah. With a crew of over 120 workers, utilizing 20 sound stages for filming, under the supervision of Disney producer Kathleen Gavin. Joe Ranft was hired from Disney as a storyboard supervisor, while Eric Lighton was hired to supervise animation. At the peak of production, 20 individual stages were simultaneously being used for filming in total, where in the end, there were 109,000 frames taken from the film. The work of Ray Harryhausen and a bunch of other folks, as well as influenced the filmmaker.
Rankin Bass.
Rankin Bass, I think, was one of these.
They specifically mentioned Rankin Bass.
It says in here, Francis Bacon, Charles Adams, a bunch of others as well. Let's see. Selick described the production design as akin to a pop-up book. In addition, Selick stated, "When we reach Halloween Town, it's entirely German expressionism. When Jack enters Christmas Town, it's an outrageous Dr. Seuss-esque set piece." Finally,
you said it looked like Dr. Seuss when we were watching it, like Whoville kind of.
Oh, yeah.
It does look a lot like the Grinch, like when you look back on it.
All right, number 7. Danny Elfman found writing Nightmare's 10 songs as... Oh, did I reread this?
Well, we talked about it.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it. It's basically the same thing. I was leaving Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. I poured it in my heart and soul into this.
Oh, you made him Italian?
Exactly. This
He's Jewish.
Italian ginger Jewish man. Yes. All right, moving on. At the time of release, the film received mixed reviews and did only middling business, making about $50 million on a $24 million budget. It grew in popularity over the next 10 years, though, and became a cult classic due to strong VHS and DVD rentals and sales.
Merchandising.
And the makers were later surprised to learn about the vastness and popularity of the movie's merchandise. I bet they were, because Disney kept it all, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All those insufferable scenesters.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 9, Oogie Boogie was the toughest character to animate because of his big size and pretty shapeless form. Henry Selick told the Daily Beast in 2017, in quotes, "Ultimately, Rick Heinrichs had to re-sculpt it, and then when he got his skin pulled off and he's filled with bugs, that took some years off of a few animators' lives. It's 3 or 4 killer shots and took 4 months."
4 months?
For that ending 4 shots
4
of him
months.
breaking apart because of the bugs I think you were mentioning.
So crazy.
All right.
It's too much.
Speaking of voices and who voices what, Patrick Stewart did the original introduction, which can be heard on the film's soundtrack.
Did you show him that?
I did not know.
So, on the album, I think I mentioned it last night, Patrick Stewart introduces it, and it's kind of the same intro in the movie when it's like sweeping across and stuff before the song starts. But it has an ending, and it's Patrick Stewart, who is considered also to play Santa. He's doing the voice of Santa. And he's saying like, and this is canon apparently, and how he's like, "Oh, I grew rather fond of Jack as the years go on and stuff," and he's all saying it in rhyme. But he's like, "I visited Halloween Town years later," and he's like, "Oh, Jack has like 4 or 5 skeleton kids running around, and we were just catching up." It was like, what?
Wait, Patrick Stewart narrates that part?
Yeah, and
skeleton babies.
And then like he does a really cool thing in the end of it about like, "Oh, if you could go back in time, would you do it all again?" and stuff like that. And I wanted to see more of like Jack and Santa interaction. Like that's probably my only qualm is I would want more Oogie Boogie involvement And then I wanted to see more of like a friendship or camaraderie between Jack and Santa.
You know what they should do? Because it's mentioned later that they wanted to do a sequel, but then Tim Burton stopped it and said, no, I wanted this to be separate and its own thing, and I don't want to ruin it by making a sequel or having an excuse to make a sequel. What Tim should do, and now that he's in his near to twilight years of his life, he should go out and write young adult like books and novelizations of what would be the sequel. Like Jack and his kids and all the adventures they would go on. I think that would be kind of fun.
They have books right now written by different authors. Under Disney license, this is a Disney marketing thing. They came out with books, and it's about Sally is the main character, and it's called The Pumpkin Queen.
Yeah. Oh, really?
They came out with book 2 this year.
Really? Okay, so they're already doing it.
They're already doing it.
Sounds terrible.
Sounds
I thought it was going to be, and it's not bad. It's
like,
kind of like I have some continuity
bad.
problems.
If you say that means it's bad.
I guarantee you, if I were to read those books, I would hate them.
You would hate those, yeah.
I guarantee it.
I seriously thought they would go like woke and be like, she's an empowering woman who doesn't need anybody to help her, you know. Baby. But they surprised me by actually making her true to character. She's shy, she's quiet, she feels a little like insecure about everything. Like she can't do things on her own. But they don't try to like make her overcome that. Like they stay true to her character.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, it shocked me. I was like, whoa, okay. I kind of like that. So.
What they should do is when they do the narration for those books is have Kathleen O'Hara narrate them.
Oh, they don't.
Oh, well. Missed opportunity. Speaking of missed opportunities, this is kind of morbid, but yeah, it's missed opportunity. According to Henry Selick, Vincent Price was initially cast as Santa Claus and recorded all of his dialogue. However, after the death of Price's wife, Carol Brown, his own health began to fail, and his voice performance was very frail and weak. The tracks were deemed unusable, which led much to Selick's regret to the role being recast. The film premiered at a film festival on October 9th, 1993, only 16 days before Price's death, and was released on a limited basis 4 days later. The film's first United States wide release was October 29th, which is when this podcast premieres today. All right, heck yeah.
It's the anniversary.
It's the anniversary. 4 days after Price passed away.
I was going to say, he probably never got to see it.
No, yeah, maybe he did. I have no idea.
I don't know. But I don't see him like bothering to make an effort for something like that. Yeah. Like even if it came out wide release, like he'd probably just be like, okay, the little movie I was in, you know.
Yeah, but eventually the part went to, of course, Edward Ivory, who was gave a more traditional Santa voice.
I like his Santa. He gets so mad and like annoyed. Like he's like, "Are you kidding me?" Like a kind of attitude.
He's like, stop with your Jack Skellington shit.
He's more in tune with like the rest of the world. So
yeah, the Christmas world, you know. Yeah. Let's see. Glenn Shaddix, is that how you spell it?
Yeah.
Or pronounce it? Glenn Shaddix, who provides the voice of the mayor of Halloween Town, commented, in quotes, "This is one project I felt was a classic the first time I saw Rough Cut. Tim created the world and Henry brought it to life. I got involved when I was in Tim's pool. And he was in the jacuzzi nearby one Sunday in the summer of 91. He yelled down to me. Apparently he was above him. Hey, Glenn, you got a big... I'm going to pretend this is like they're connected jacuzzi and pool, but one's like 90 feet in the air. So he's like reaching down. I was like, hey, Glenn, you got a big voice.
You got a big voice.
Want to do the mayor and Nightmare?
I don't know.
And then he said, I wasted no time yelling back, sure. And that was it. That's pretty funny.
I need the work.
Yeah, speaking of work and those who did a good job, Chris Sarandon, the speaking voice of Jack Skellington, this is his personal favorite role among all that he has played. He came out of retirement to voice Jack Skellington again in the game Disney Dreamlight Valley back in 2022.
No, he's also... Wait, maybe he's not the voice in that obscure sequel. No, I think he was, because they talked about him singing it.
He's also in Kingdom Hearts. He does the voice in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, he's in the voice in Kingdom Hearts. In Kingdom Hearts, pretty much all the original actors, except for like a couple, actually came back for all their movies and stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. What did I even write here? God, I am so out of it today.
You want me to tell you my memory I have of you, David? When we first, you don't remember maybe, but we had like I just discovered the movie, so we were really into it. Me in particular, I think we were at youth group, And I was like raving about it, and I was talking about the piano and how I wanted to try and do it on the piano and stuff. And and then I asked you, have you seen it? Like, and you were so annoyed. You were like, that is the dumbest idea for a movie ever. And you were like, you started ranting. And you were like, Christmas and Halloween, like, versus each other in a movie. He's like, that's the dumbest idea ever. And I
don't
you don't remember that
at all. Because I saw the movie as a kid.
Yeah.
And it didn't leave that strong of an impression on me.
I think it was the idea that it was super popular too at the time.
Yeah,
like,
I think
at the time I watched it, it was more popular than ever. Like we were seeing more of it everywhere in Disneyland and merchandise. Yeah, it like made a big comeback. They came out with the anniversary edition of the DVD, and I have it. It's like the big box set.
Yeah,
I
got it.
It has all this special features that no one knew about for the first time. So it was coming back in popularity at that time. It was just so funny. I was like, oh, David hates this movie.
Maybe this was alternate timeline, David.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, this is just goes to show you that I'm truly not a pleasant person. I have a lot of negative thoughts and opinions rattling around in my
I was like
skull.
Seriously enjoying you rant about it. I was like, you're so mad, bro.
Mad. Well, speaking of pleasant people, in 2013, Catherine O'Hara participated in Danny Elfman's music from the films of Tim Burton to perform Sally's song from the film.
Fun.
She received a standing ovation when she entered the stage, as well as when she left.
Oh,
dang!
How nice.
Let's see.
Cool.
Speaking of Kingdom Hearts, this is something I didn't know, and I know it's so important. I can't believe I'm reading it. I should skip over this, but it says here, though Locke is the leader of the trio, it is not established until the first Kingdom Hearts game where his leadership was actually confirmed.
Okay.
According to Ken Page, Oogie Boogie's vocal performance was a mix between Burt Lair's portrayal of the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz and Mercedes Cambridge's performance of the demon Pazuzu in the 1973 film The Exorcist. He was also greatly inspired by Cab Calloway.
Yeah, they reference it in the song.
As Danny Elfman was also inspired by St. James Infirmary Blues when writing Oogie Boogie's song.
Ooh, that's like
hell yeah, man!
Classic,
I love that
Cab
song.
Calloway.
It's
it's so bluesy and so like swaying. The part where he says, "What are you gonna do?" and he says, "I'm gonna do the best I can." Mm-hmm. That is Cab Calloway. I don't know if he came up with it or what. Cab Calloway says it multiple times, like throughout history, but it's immortalized in the Betty Boop cartoon, the Old Man of the Mountain. And the Old Man of the Mountain tells her that. She says, "What are you gonna do?" He says, "I'm gonna do the best I can." He starts going down like a jazz dance break. It's so fun. I thought that was so cool because like I had watched that cartoon growing up.
Zero and his gravestone doghouse are in a pet cemetery, and other pets are in the cemetery, such as a dog, cat, and a shark. And this is something I wrote down because I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet. But something I noticed is that Santa Claus has mistletoe undergarments. Did you guys notice that?
I'm sure he has candy cane ones too.
Neither. It's not confirmed. Anyway, the last one I have for you guys is there are 4 shots that were filmed at normal speed, also known as 24 frames. The opening overhead shot of the trees in the forest, the fog coming out of the mountain, the liquid pouring. Man, IMDb needs a proofreader, bro. These people suck. Pouring with P-O-R.
Are you sure it's not just your dyslexia?
No, it's P-O-R is what they wrote down. P-O-U-R. Thank you very much. Pouring through the holes of Sally's spoon, which is what I caught, actually. And of course, then the famous shot of the bugs falling into the molten pit in Boogie's lair.
I tried to look up who did Zero's barking like noises. Like,
it's got to be Frank Welker.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. Okay. I have no idea.
The internet says Frank Welker. But I looked in the credits of the movie.
He's not in the credits, though.
He's not in the credits anywhere. I was like, is he just uncredited?
It's probably Danny
There's
Elfman.
nowhere anywhere of him saying anything about it or whatever. So I was like, I don't know if it's him. It could have been anybody. Anybody could do that.
You know who I want to know who played? You know who I want to know is in the film? Is if it's Leonardo DiCaprio who plays Igor. You know, like does he play Igor? Because the only quote I wrote down from this movie, which I got a good kick out of, was, "Master, the plan." when he's like showing him
So
the thing for the
funny.
reindeer.
And they have to do the whole like pull the lever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I wonder if the video game they dive into what Dr. Finkelstein was making to replace Sally with, because
Well,
he's
they show her in the end. She's pushing his wheelchair.
Oh,
It's
well,
another. She's
her.
got like his head, but with eyelashes.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
catch that. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
And
he
that's
did-
why Jack's like, "Wait a minute, where's Sally?" And he goes looking for her at the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha. All right, guys. Well, what are our final thoughts on Nightmare Before Christmas? Anything else that we got for it? What I will say is, like you mentioned, David, I think a lot of elements of this film are pretty underdeveloped. I think Oogie Boogie's one of them. I think the whole Christmas Town thing in general is kind of weird. And I think the music is what really carries this film, and the animation and the performances. It all accumulates pretty well. I just think the story itself is a little weak
Yeah,
when taken into account.
I would have to agree. It's as far as characters and story goes, it's need a little more time in the oven,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
What do you think, Chelsea? Last thoughts.
I remember like being so into this movie. Like Adelaide liked the music too, but I think she didn't like to admit it. I forgot to ask her about it today. If she remembered anything about that. But I remember playing the music, and I was listening to like Jack's Obsession over and over and over and over again. And I was like singing it like loud and stuff in the bedroom, and it's the part where he says like my bony finger, I can't put my bony finger on it or whatever, and stuff. And Allie finally was like I had to listen to it so she goes,
Shut up!
no, she goes, you and your bony fingers. Like, and I'm like, I'm like, I love this movie.
I love this
Right.
movie so much.
It is funny.
Like, oh man, I like it. It's cool. Also, by the way, when we went to Disneyland last time, back in I think 2021,
No, like I got like literally the last time.
literally the
Yeah.
last time we went, me and mom and dad were the only ones I think at the I was with them when we went on the Haunted Mansion
Haunted
ride.
Mansion. I'm surprised they went on it
Yeah, I was surprised too.
because
Mom
they
wanted
knew
to.
that
Though.
it was. Mom knew it wasn't the same.
Yeah,
Because they doll it up for
Christmas or in Halloween.
Christmas. Yeah.
So yeah, during Halloween time, they dress up the Haunted Mansion as Night Before Christmas theme, and they redecorate everything, redo the whole thing. It's really cool. And going into it, I'm like, I don't really care about Night Before Christmas. This kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie, it's whatever. But then I went on it, and I'm like sitting there, and they're like behind me in the next cart, and I'm like watching all this stuff happen around me. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty dope. Like, this is really, really cool. If you're like into Nightmare Before Christmas, it's like a dream come true. Like, this is so cool.
I feel like that's the whole point of like an attraction, like at a theme park. And Disney is like, I think they're some of the best at it, like why they're so good at it. You really go into a whole new, like for a few moments, you're in a whole other world and stuff. Like the
Like,
Alice
even
in
if you're
Wonderland
not-
ride is super short,
Yeah.
but it's a unique because you're going up and down and you're feeling, but also it's blacklight. You're surrounded by crazy glowing colors and sounds, and Disney's really good about it. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, and I've been hearing great things about even Universal and some other places as well that are like,
I'm excited to go back to Universal.
yeah, I
I haven't
want to
been
go
in-
back to Universal so bad. You know why? Because they got
Why?
Megatron there now. They like roast.
They got
people.
Nintendo Land.
Yeah, Nintendo Land.
They got
too.
Nintendo. They
David,
need
you
to
should
bring
go with
over.
us.
They don't have the Donkey
Do you
Kong
want to
ride
go
though.
see Nintendo Land? Or do you want to go see the
I don't wanna
giant
see life-size
Megatron who
shit.
like roasts people?
Yeah, that's really
You know?
funny. It's
He's like, anyway, but there's some good stuff out there that's like for a better price too, because Disneyland's ridiculous.
well,
nowadays.
Universal also raised their prices too.
I know, but they're cheaper.
Competition.
They are more.
They
inexpensive.
are like.
Like it's better. Sometimes better experience and better food too. Not gonna lie.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I every time I ate something, it was $20, and that was 2021. I'm like, ugh, this is rough. But anyway,
The churros, bro. They really are different.
oh, the gyros at Marvel Land or whatever, those are pretty good. Or no, the shawarma. Sorry, shawarma.
Shawarma.
The shawarma was pretty good.
For me, it was the macaroon. Like I love sweets, and the macaroon.
They have
was so
great
good.
sweets at Disneyland. Oh my god,
What?
do they do so good?
All right.
What's the time set? 1:15 on the dot.
That's our transition.
1:15.
for the next movie.
Men noses. All right.
Thank you.
Well, guys, thanks for coming to this episode of the Snarp Fangle Podcast about specifically Nightmare Before Christmas. We really appreciate your time, and Snarp Fangle on.
Bye-bye now.
Bye now. All right, so let's dive into
Like, fade out.
our
Wait a
second
minute.
film, which we definitely don't have as much to talk about here, but I do want to see what you guys think, and that film is Corpse Bride. Here's the description. We follow a meek and rich young man who is arranged to be married off. When practicing his marriage vows, he speaks them out unknowingly above a buried deceased young bride, which produces a supernatural force as well as a grave misunderstanding. Directed by Mike Johnson and Tim Burton. Written by John August, not the singer, and Caroline Thompson and Pamela Petler. Original characters by Tim Burton and Carlos Grango. Starring Johnny Depp, Helen Bonham Carter, Emily Watson, Richard E. Grant, Albert Finney, the GOAT, Tracy Ullman,
Another goat.
Joanna Lumley, Paul Whitehorse, and of course, Christopher Lee. Oh, and Danny Elfman.
You said that.
Did I say Danny
Yeah,
Elfman?
he was the first one I think you said.
That was Johnny Depp.
Oh,
Budget of $40 million, box office of 117,
40 million.
and a runtime of 117. This and Nightmare Before Christmas have the same exact time, runtime, and released in 2005. What do you guys think of The Corpse Bride? David, I'm going to hand it to you first. Was this your first time watching it, or have you seen this before?
Yeah, this is my first time watching it.
Not
Like
as
I
much
said,
singing in this one.
yeah, like I said, I had seen Nightmare Before Christmas as a kid, and it didn't leave much of an impression on me. So when Corpse Bride came out, it very much reminded me of Nightmare Before Christmas, and I was like, I'm just gonna skip this one.
You outgrew it.
Because, well, I mean, I only watched, this is like the second time I've ever watched Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, the last time I watched it I was in like 6th or 7th grade.
Wow.
So, fast forward to 2005, I was in high school by that point.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it looks like they're trying to rehash Nightmare Before Christmas, so I'm not gonna be interested in this. And nobody that I was friends with at the time, nobody in my family was interested in movies like that, so I never saw it via osmosis either,
Yeah.
So I kind of skipped it. But watching it now, I do appreciate that it's not a full-blown musical like Nightmare Before Christmas is. And I think it still kind of has a little bit of the problem of the story and characters being a little underdeveloped, but I don't think I think there's a little bit more put into it in this film than there was in Nightmare Before Christmas as far as like the actual character development goes. So I do appreciate that. But yeah.
I think specifically they had a message to tell. I think that was the main focus of this movie. As opposed to like, oh, I got this really cool idea for a story. It feels like this one they were trying to hit home like about like marriage and relationships and stuff in general. I think that's like the main goal of the movie, as opposed to like the characters. What are you making Spider-Man do?
I don't know. We have this little Spider-Man toy that when Justin was here, I think when we were doing, what was it? Biblical, theological. Oh, dank theological memes.
Theological thoughts.
That during that episode, Justin was just sitting here and he made like Spider-Man, who's like this weird
He's like
spider.
entirely
He's
posable.
like he's supposed to be on the spider bike. So that's like why the pose he's
that's
in.
why he's shaped
But
like
then
that.
like Justin like had him like crouch down and kind of gyrate, while we were filming.
He had him
and
doing like
laugh.
the yoga poses.
Yeah, he had yoga
Breaking his
poses.
spine.
I'm just messing with him. So anyway, I think in terms of anime, I'll go with animation quality first. Animation's really interesting in this because it's like apparently what they were trying to do is instead of replacing the heads or faces like they would do, or the mouths like they do in like what's it called? Wallace and Gromit or Night Before Christmas, they did actual posable mouths. So they had to move it by themselves.
I feel like
So
you
it
can
was all attached.
definitely see. I feel like sometimes the mouths don't close all the way
Which
in some scenes.
is cool because that's what I think Leica does a lot as well. Is it Leica?
Leica also, no, sometimes they do change out
I'm going to say Leica.
the mouths and the faces and stuff.
Yeah, which I didn't know this was a Leica production at all. Like,
Well,
I was
they
like, wait,
weren't-
what?
They weren't exactly a studio yet, if that's what you're implying.
Like Leica Entertainment, like themselves. Because after this, Henry Selick and them went on to do Coraline in 2009.
Coraline was Leica's first official production.
Oh, okay.
So I'm guessing they were trying to get on their feet, maybe.
Yeah.
What's his name? Chris,
Sanderson?
who owns the company.
Oh, I don't know.
His
who owns
dad
it.
is like the head of Nike or something.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Shoot. I don't remember.
And this was like his passion was stop motion.
Mm.
And he brought in all these talented animators, and their movies have not made a hit yet.
Oh, Knight.
Chris Knight's
the dad. The son is Travis Knight.
Travis Knight.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or
That's who
McKnight.
it
I think
is.
it's McKnight. Yeah, Travis.
Yeah,
McKnight.
Travis Knight. Yeah.
Yeah. So he started Leica.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Trying
And
to think of
now
like their
Travis
most
McKnight.
profitable movie, and
Well, this one definitely made
it
money.
might have been Kubo and the Two Strings
The first profitable one?
that like made it and none of them have won Oscars yet either. Like
That's crazy.
when Missing Link came out, which is like kind of really mediocre
Yeah,
movie,
so it's like,
people were like, if Missing Link does not get an Oscar, it's like this is it for Leica. And it didn't. It got nominated.
yeah.
I can't remember what movie was out when that came out, and it's like compared to all the other movies. It's
It's
like,
Toy Story 4, I believe. So it's
And
like you're
that
going
one
up
didn't
against
really need it.
Toy Story 4.
but
Anyway,
yeah,
But yeah, Leica, they're really cool. They do some really cool stuff.
They do
I
amazing
totally didn't
stuff,
know
yeah.
this was their first
my
thing
favorite's
they did.
Paranorman.
I feel like the problem with Leica is of the movies that I've seen of theirs, Coraline and Kubo. I think I don't know what else they did.
They did
Box
Paranorman. They
Trolls,
did the Box
Paranorman.
Trolls. They did Missing Link.
Kubo and the Two
They
Strings.
did, and Kubo. Their new one's coming out. Wild.
Okay, I haven't
Yeah.
seen any of those, so I've only seen Coraline and then Kubo.
Okay.
Are the only two films of their two films.
Hey.
Are the only two films of theirs I've seen, and
That's our next week's episode.
More movies, Jake.
I don't know. It just like, aside from Coraline being very Tim Burton-esque
Yeah.
in like design, their stuff almost seems like something that DreamWorks would put out,
Yeah.
but it's all stop motion.
Mhm.
More like adult focus themes and stuff. Like
Just like it just kind of seems like something like it seems very reminiscent of like DreamWorks animated movies.
yeah.
Like in just like the way the characters are, the dialogue, the stories.
They're very much their very own kind of style and stories. Like, it's like, why would you greenlit a movie about box trolls? Who's gonna go watch that?
That's based
as
off a
family
book.
movie? I know, but it's like, why? Are you
It's a
gonna
fun
do
little
something
movie.
else? Like, I don't know, do
That one
know.
that one struggles from like story structure too.
yeah, and I think a lot of their stuff kind of struggles with that. I think Paranorman's kind of
Paranorman is, I
Paranorman's
feel like
not
the
that
most
way.
rounded. Like it makes
Yeah.
the most sense out of all their
yeah,
movies.
that and Coraline is really real. I think those are generally
Coraline already
really good
had a big
movies.
fan base with like the Neil Gaiman
That's
scene.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Kubo the Two Strings is actually really cool.
that's
Like,
the
a
most
cool
like
movie.
family friendly one, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So
Anyway,
anyway, I like it's cool. I don't know where I was gonna. Oh, the animation. I think there's some really interesting shots in this movie with animation. You think that there'd be even more crazier shots in Nightmare Before Christmas, but that was '93. And
Mhm.
yeah, there was some really. I think the presentation's better in Nightmare Before Christmas, just from a filmmaking perspective. They do more fantastical stuff, but with this, the camera's like more grounded. It's more like an actual movie. But there are shots of like when she's reaching for him on the bridge and he's running away from her and she like reaches toward him, the camera's like twirling around and
Spins
it's still
around.
stop motion. You're like, whoa, this is so cool.
they do speed it up a little though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then of course the whole bone jangle song,
Oh my god,
Corpse Bride, was like, oh my
It's
god,
Remains of the Day.
this is so cool. Like, what are you guys doing?
That's like the strongest part of the movie, I think.
And that's-
Except for maybe the end when the message hits home about like if you truly love someone, you think about them first.
yeah.
And that's what Emily realizes in the end of the movie.
Yeah, and I think overall, I think this film, like in comparison, it's weird we compare these two films because I think definitely Nightmare is the one I would prefer. But like in terms of Corpse Bride, it does a lot of things that's really like there's a very sweet nature to this film that I really enjoy. And I think in terms of production and design and all that kind of stuff, it's all good. And I even think like the story's fine. But I it's hard to see this in comparison with Nightmare Before Christmas because I think one's obviously better than the other. But I think the story is weak in Night Before Christmas, this is much stronger, especially when it comes to the characters.
Story-wise.
And the characterization itself. You really do care about Victor and Emily and Victoria. Or no, yeah, Emily, that's her name. And it's all really heartfelt and tender. And the performances as well. Dude, Johnny Depp as Victor.
Yeah.
He disappears.
I really like
role.
this Johnny Depp where he's like
really good.
Scared of everything.
Like when he watches his own movies, he's scared of everything. He can't watch his own movies. And also with Helena Bonham Carter, she's great as Emily.
She's British. British people.
Most people in this movie are.
Let's be real. British and Canadian people are better at like acting than American people.
I mean, yeah, you got Richard E. Grant in this. Albert Finney's American, I believe, though.
I don't know, honestly.
He's got to be American. He looks American. He don't got teeth.
I always thought
he's got teeth, but he's got British teeth.
I was going to say, we don't got teeth.
He don't got teeth? Well, he don't got teeth no more. He died, so. But anyway, this is like in the era of Tim Burton where we had Big Fish, where we had Sleepy Hollow, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
He was making a lot of movies at this time.
Making a lot of movies. And I really particularly liked what this film did and the message it portrayed. Yeah, it's not for, I don't know. I think it's missing the timeless and iconic look from Nightmare. But I think looking at this film by itself and having it stand on its own, it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is when you look at stop motion films, you kind of expect like the strongest part of it to be the visual design. And, with Tim Burton's other stop motion work or other stuff that's maybe like not necessarily his work, but like stuff that's kind of inspired by him, like Nightmare, James and the Giant Peach. Like it's the visual design is very cohesive. It's very recognizable. It kind of imbues the movie with a kind of a vibe, as the kids would say.
An aura.
Such a vibe.
And this doesn't have that strong of a visual identity. Yeah. I mean, not to say that it's terrible. The visual design is good, but it's not as strong as something like Nightmare. It's not even as strong as something like James and the Giant Peach.
Or even like his other stuff, I would argue, like Kubo. Like Kubo really stands out in terms of design.
And then Coraline.
Coraline as well.
Yeah.
Like this kind of like the bottom of that list. However, I think just the story and characters do really save this movie from all the other things it's kind of lacking. So
it feels like definitely like it grew up from Nightmare. Nightmare really is more like kids could watch it, right? I don't see a lot of adults enjoying Nightmare unless it's like nostalgia or stylization or something like that. But this movie, I feel like a lot more adults would be like more willing to like be easier for them to watch just because it's more like adult focused in terms of like characters and real choices and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's definitely one I wouldn't like show my kids. Like I'd show them when they're teenagers probably, because if you show this to like a 10-year-old, you're going to be like, oh, well, here, Timmy, the main message is you love those so much that you're willing to give up everything for them. That's what the message is.
It's a good message for
kids. It's a good message for kids.
Then they'll remember it when they're old enough to understand it. This movie's kind of slow.
The pacing's not that great. People will just sit their kids in front of Night Before Christmas and just, have fun, But this, it's like you're more invested.
I think kids would be into all the dead people, okay? Kids would think it's cool.
Maybe
certain kids.
They'd be like, whoa, it's edgy.
Whoa.
I mean, if it's being shown to you by your parents, it's not edgy.
Let's
watch Commando, little boy.
That's like that Facebook post that I showed you.
Which one?
The mom and dad, like,
oh yeah,
their Halloween costume is 6'7".
As shirts. And they're like the quickest way to kill this thing.
Yeah,
Is
it's
why
like
we're doing this. They're like, this is what did the comment say? Thank you for your service or something like that, or
it was like something like, what was it? Oh, it was like this is the quickest way to end a movement, doing God's work out here.
So let's see, where do I want to go? Yeah, story's good, character's good, pacing's a little off, but the struggle with Victor and like going back and forth, I don't know, man. What I'm going through in my life, this movie spoke to me. But however, moving past that, I would say that looking at it from an objective perspective, yeah, this movie's like dark and drab and supposed to be that way, but there's a gentle nature to this movie. Like, kind of like Sally's character. There's a very tender-heartedness with this film, and
I feel like
with
there's
the
an innocence to all of
innocence.
it. Both
yes.
movies have like an innocence to them. Like,
Yeah.
right. Not in like in the way that like not content wise, but I mean like in the way they go about it. Like they're very open about what they mean, what they want. They're not trying to like
They're not trying
hide
to
any
pull
subliminal
fast one
messaging or anything like
hide.
that.
Yeah, there's a sincerity to
They're not
it.
trying to bait people, certain demographic of people to come watch the movie, you know.
And I think looking at the behind the scenes, for some reason, and I don't know why, this was a very personal story for Tim Burton.
Obviously.
Obviously,
This is
I don't know if he was like going through a divorce or
personal
something when he made the
experience,
story,
like-
but it's very personal to him.
Because he had
And-
been married two or three times by the time
Yeah.
he met Helen.
Yeah.
She was like his third wife, I thought.
Yeah, and they're always
Yeah.
on and off, basically.
Yeah.
From what I understand. Like they have like 3 or 4 kids
He's on
together.
like girlfriend number 4 right now.
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
like, ooh,
they split
cool.
up, but they're like not like bitter about it, I don't think.
They're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Hollywood,
am I
right?
Hate him.
Oh, speaking of Hollywood, the skeleton that's dressed up like Vincent Price is the end where he's like, Gertrude. and she's like, oh, like
yeah.
Alfred. And then he says the
And it was
quote
her-
from
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. He's like,
Frankly, my
Alfred,
dear.
you've been dead for 15 years. And he's like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. And then he kisses her, and like literally,
show them kiss.
literally the music from Gone with the Wind starts playing in the background as they're making out.
It's just like they don't show them.
oh, they
kissing.
don't. Okay,
No, he just
I
sweeps
thought
off her feet.
He just sweeps her off her feet. Yeah, and like in that sequence too, toward the end, it's like Bojangles is like chasing the larger one.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, I love a woman with meat on her bones.
It's like,
Well, since I'm on the,
Okay, wait. Do you want to talk about how weirded out you were about all that?
what weirded you out, David?
Like
Oh,
the
just
romantic
like-
implications to death.
Oh, it's
for
just
death?
like,
yeah.
I didn't-
necrophilia is that where
no, I just didn't like the idea that like basically main character is just like pussyfooting around like the whole time. It's like you're dealing with a walking corpse here.
Yeah,
It's like you can say that it's weird. You can say that it's weird and off-putting to marry a corpse, and
She's a living corpse.
and if she's upset about that, that's her problem. That's not your
That's none of your
problem.
burdens to carry, Victor. Think about the
Yeah,
future.
we're like throughout the movie, whenever there was like,
Whenever
there's like a thing to do with like any romantic implications to any of like the dead characters, David's going like, "Oh Lord,"
he's doing it with his hands. He's like,
watch-
ah!
It's funny.
It's like certain things, and I don't want to make this about a larger thing, even though I could
Blow it up.
I could make this about a larger thing,
Watch
but
out,
I'm
there's
not.
some Reddits are going to
I'm
come
not.
after you.
I'm not going to though. I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it focused on this one topic. But I will say
Yes.
that there are things in this world that are okay. That's natural to view them as gross and weird.
Thank you.
And if other people are weirded out by or are upset that you view it as gross and weird, that's not your problem. That's their problem.
Thank you, David. That's what I wanted to say about Rocky Horror Picture Show last week, and you put it into words. Thank you. So we're not going to have
I thought you were gonna be
r/necrophilia coming after us now.
Well, I thought
Thank
you meant like
Those weirdos can go be over there.
character wise in relationships. You're like, oh, that's her problem.
That's her problem.
and it really is because she's like, that's one of the things in the movie.
Yeah, because she's like, oh,
they just
you
met.
are.
She doesn't.
Yeah,
She doesn't
know.
love him. She loves the
Yeah.
idea of being married
Yeah,
to
exactly.
him.
Yeah, maybe that's like
Yeah.
the analogy of this film.
Yeah, it is.
The idea of being married and versus what you're
And
what
look
the
at
actual
the
intended purpose
time
is.
that the movie takes place in, when arranged marriages were normal,
Yes.
and it was about family ties and finances and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a big part of the movie, is like the marrying for money and stuff.
Yeah. I want to talk about the scene where she's playing the piano.
Oh.
And he's going back to her, Victor, and with Emily.
He's trying to like make
and
it
he's
right.
trying to, and it's cool because she's playing the deep, dark note, like end
She's
of
playing the low.
She's playing the low notes of the piano, and then he comes in and he starts playing the lighter notes of the piano, and it's so cool. I was like, dude, this is so neat. Like, you could pull so many things from the scene itself and analogies and stuff like that, and then it ends with her hand like breaking off, of course, and it goes and it goes down the piano and it crawls up his arm. And it's like, there's so many cool little things you could probably pull from this scene, but I just really appreciated that scene. And I thought it was really cool because, like, hey, even though, like, we're different, or even though, like, we're struggling with figuring this thing out, like, we can still play together.
Still get
play
along.
the story together and figure things out together. And it's really just, I don't
Another
know.
marriage analogy.
It's cool. It's cool. So,
also, nerd rage here. I was...
about skeletons?
No, about the piano. Because, like, I was I played piano growing up, and I was like, I have to learn how to play this piece. And, this movie focuses on the piano quite a bit. And I remember, like, pausing the movie to try and look at what keys they were playing, and it is not accurate. Like, that's obvious. Of course, it's a movie. They're not going to, like, properly do it. They're just trying to tell a story. But I was so upset because I wanted to know how to play it. And, like, I was, like, screaming at the TV, like, it's not D, it's not.
So I'm not educated in the way of the ivory keys. Is it any accuracy in this scene in terms of piano? Like, there's more than 88 keys.
Like a little, but it's not.
I mean,
exactly.
it looks. I mean, the extent to which it's accurate is that it looks like a piano. That's about as accurate as it gets.
It looks like a
right.
Also, the way they're playing, the way they're animating fingers on theirs, that's one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah,
especially in stop motion.
Like it looks like a piano, and it looks like they're playing a piano. But don't try and peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, I tried, and I was like, no, like, mainly I just wanted to impress people that I could play it, because, like, when we'd get together with, like, our friends in college, and there was a piano in the room, and someone's playing somebody else too. Everybody was into playing the Corpse Bride music, running up. Oh my god, are you playing Corpse Bride? Like, and I told him that last time. But I was just like,
no.
I was so mad. I was
You're
like,
like, buzz off.
Well, also, like the high and low notes change when they're both playing the piano too, and that bugged me a lot. It still bugs me.
Yeah,
I'm just like, that's not what they sound like in that part of the piano.
But the whole scene in general, I think, is outside of the
really
accuracy
good,
thing.
yeah.
I think it's really beautiful. But before we dive into, let's see. I think we'll just jump right straight into the trivia. There's very little of it. And you got to get going anyway, Chelsea, so let's get going here. Number one, this movie was based on a 19th century Russian Jewish folktale, which
Okay, I don't know if this is true. This is just what people say.
This is just IMDb trivia.
This is not confirmed by any of the filmmakers.
By the way, this is IMDb trivia. Just as a
I think
take it with a grain of salt.
I think people are seeing similarities to this. It's not based off of it.
Well, here's the thing. Joe Ranft, who also worked on Nightmare Before Christmas, introduced the folktale to Burton when they were finishing the movie in 93. This movie began production in November 2003 while Burton was completing Big Fish, which was released that year. He continued with production on his next live-action movie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which was produced simultaneously with this movie.
Yeah, this movie took like 3 or 4 years to make, so gotta have other stuff going on in between it.
Only two. And
only two?
Mike Johnson, who did the directing with Burton, did a pretty good job. And I think it's mentioned later, which we'll get into. The movie was officially announced in 2002, and Henry Selick was interviewed on if he heard the discussions of it, and he revealed the movie had really been in development since 96, and he was working on it since 98 on developing a storyline. In quotes, he says, "Yeah, it's an old Eastern European folktale. The Corpse Bride has been performed in plays and is in a lot of storybooks. It's something he's been working on for 6 years," referring to Burton. "I was involved for a little while trying to figure out a story about 4 years ago, but I guess he's going forward with it and to do it in England. There's a lot of good stop motion people over there." So he was talking, I think, about Lanka and going from that, because during this time, Henry Selick, I think, was focusing on some other things, and then later on was Coraline with Leica in general. So it's kind of interesting. He was commenting he wasn't involved with Corpse Bride, but then he partnered with them and they did Coraline afterward, which is interesting. Number 3, in a 2005 interview with About.com, co-director Tim Burton spoke about the differences between directing this film and Night Before Christmas, saying, in quotes, the difference on that was that one I had designed completely. It was a very complete package in my mind. I felt like it was there. I felt more comfortable with it. With this, it was a bit more organic. It was based on an old folktale. We kept kind of changing it, but, I had a great co-director with Mike Johnson. I feel like we complemented each other quite well. It was a different movie, a different process, end quote. He also spoke about casting Johnny Depp as Victor and saying, in quotes, it was weird because we were doing both at the same time. He was Willy Wonka by day and then Victor by night. So it might have been a little schizophrenic for him, but he's great. It's the first animated movie he's done, and he's always into a challenge. We just treat it like fun and a creative process. Again, that's the joy of working with him. He's kind of up for anything. Yeah, he is. Continuing on. He was just always adds something to it. The amazing thing is all the actors never worked together. They were never in a room together. They were doing their voices, except for Albert Finney, and Joanna Lumley, did a few scenes together. Everybody was separate. They were all kind of in a vacuum, which was interesting.
That's normal.
Yeah, that's normal.
Animated movies, you get the voice work done first, storyboards and stuff, but voice work is done separate because of scheduling and stuff.
Have you guys seen the behind the scenes of Toy Story? And Tim...
Like the first one?
Tom Hanks and Tim Allen doing VO together. Have you seen that? You gotta look it up. It's so entertaining, especially
Pixar. Whenever it's like their
so
main
good.
characters, if there's like a duo, like Monsters Incorporated, they had John Goodman and
Billy Crystal.
They did their line work together most of the time.
That's cool.
But like usually. You're separate
like
because
Mater,
of scheduling.
like Lightning
you don't
McQueen
have
and
to
Mater,
do
like Larry the Cable Guy and Owen Wilson. I think we do it together too. So
yeah,
that's
a
cool.
Pixar thing though. They do it on purpose because of the chemistry for characters and stuff.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
But they don't have to.
Yeah, they don't have to.
Yeah.
No. Especially with their later ones, like you can tell.
Also, this is like Johnny Depp. This is like his hate. Like he was in like tons of movies at this time.
Because you had Sleepy Hollow, you had
you had Tim Burton in that one too.
What was it?
He was in Pirates before. Like Pirates was going on.
What was the one he did that's like Sleepy Hollow that I get confused with? It's also dark. No, it's the
he did a remake of Dark Shadows.
The bloody one. In the early 2000s or 99.
Sleepy Hollow's bloody.
No, Sleepy Hollow. There's something else.
Are you talking about Sweeney Todd?
Thank you, Sweeney Todd. That
yeah.
was it. Yeah, he did that too. Which I don't think it was Tim Burton.
Not a good musical.
Is it Tim Burton?
Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
Dang, okay.
Johnny Depp is in all. Like,
I remember thinking when that movie first came out and I saw the trailer for it, I was like, well, that looks like cool and striking from a visual perspective. And then like I learned that it was a musical and I was like,
never mind.
All of my interest was gone.
And it's not like if you're talking musically, it's not. It's supposed to be like, oh, we don't fit into the mold of pleasant sounding music. It's expressive and interpretive. It's like, it's so weird.
I haven't listened to the whole of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde musical, but I listened to the one song that Adelaide recommended. And it's cool.
Wait, the one where he's going back and forth?
Yep, back and forth.
That one's cool.
It's a cool song.
Visually, that's cool. If you look up a clip of the stage play, if you look at like David Hasselhoff's version of it, half of his head
David Hasselhoff's in it?
Yeah,
what?
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, yeah.
Oh my god!
I just loved it.
But Hoff.
Half of his head is in a ponytail, like all nice and like good, and the other half is like down. So he's flipping back and forth between the two characters of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's a pretty interesting performance.
You know what, David? I don't know it, but I know when I see it. Continuing on, composer Danny Elfman originally wrote the part of Bone Jangles, looking for another musician to sing it. But after failing to find a voice that fit, I think in the behind the scenes, he said they went through 27
they went through
auditions.
like 20-ish, yeah.
Auditions. Tim Burton just said, Elfman, you should just sing it. And the result was so brutal to his vocal cords that he was left hoarse. His voice was left hoarse.
So we went to the Chico Anime Expo a couple weeks ago, And the voice actors did a panel there, and they were talking about, like, what do you do? Like, what's the most straining thing on your voice? And they all agreed that if you try to do, like, a whisper or a raspy voice in, like, the top of your vocal cords, or if you're, like, doing, like, the fake yelling where, like you're trying to be loud, but you don't want to, like, bother people in the house, so you do, like, the fake yell. He said, actually, that is more damaging to your voice than actually yelling loud. Because of the certain areas of your vocal cords that you're straining. So the type of voice Danny Elfman was doing, I could totally easily see. And he's doing it, like, you're sitting in there for like 4 hours at a time, like doing all the different voices, like voice lines and stuff. And that's a long time to be doing voice work.
He's also performing the song. Who knows how many times they did it.
Yeah, and you can hear in the song too, they do like a cut in the song, and it starts off low, his voice is really low and quiet, and then suddenly it almost cuts at the very end of what he's saying into like a jump and you're like, oh, that was like a two, we had to fit these two together and stuff. New day for voice acting, so his voice is good.
Yeah, man, the willingness he
so
has
cool,
for his
dude.
craft is so cool. Like Danny Elfman, there's a reason why the Mystery Science Theater go and quote that. He was big in the 90s, he's big now.
Just such a cool character. Bone Jangles is so cool. Like, I wish if he was real, I wanted to meet him.
I wish he was in the rest of the film. Like, I'm like, oh, this should be a character that follows Victor, that has a past, that gives him advice.
And more like, more jazz love. And more jazz. Referencing to, like, jazz and everything. I showed David the song they like, put in there. Like, the Along Came Jones. When they're all going, and then... she waited, and then in the shadows there. So in the song Along Came Jones, it's like them talking about a villain always kidnapping this girl, and then along came Jones to save her, and they always go, and then he tied her up, and then he put her on the railroad.
Does this have to do with Danny Elfman?
Yeah, this is in the song. This is in the song they reference.
Bone Jangles?
In the song Remains of the Day, they reference that old song Along Came Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's what I was
there's referencing their Ray Charles, Cab Calloway, more. They recreate, and they don't recreate, but they reference the Skeleton Dance, Disney's first silly symphony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I love this.
Speaking of the behind the scenes stuff, and if you want to go back to Night Before Christmas, Cinema Relics on YouTube, I think they're like basically like Variety's own like movie like YouTube channel. They do a ton of behind the scenes that it's very short form, like 5 to 10 minutes of behind the scenes stuff.
That's not short form.
It's for like some of the stuff like 2 to 4 minutes. It's really short. Yeah. But they interview Chris Sanders, Sarandon. They interview and Danny Elfman as well as Henry Selick in their homes, and they like talk to them about the movie, and it was really interesting. And they do a ton of different things about like the original Tron, countless other movies. So the Cinema Relics on YouTube is what I would look up.
I love watching that stuff.
Like let's see. The puppets here in the trivia, it says, were 9.8 to 11 inches tall, and some of the stages were so large that animators could actually fit through.
That's almost a foot.
Yeah, they could actually fit through some of the doors with minimal crouching. The puppets used neither.
It's like this tall.
The puppets use neither of the industry standards of replaceable heads like used in Nightmare Before Christmas, or replaceable mouths like used on Aardman projects. Excuse me. But instead use precision-crafted clockwork heads adjusted by hidden keys. This allowed with unprecedented subtlety, but it was apparently even more painstaking than the already notorious arduous animation process.
I think I saw like the behind the scenes when they were doing it, and it's in like the back of their heads.
Yeah,
they put the key in there, and it would open or close the mouth.
Yeah.
Which you would think would be an easier process. Yeah. But also, if you're grabbing onto the puppet and you're trying to turn everything's moving, so you have to like go back and check it, make sure it's all good.
That's a great point.
So maybe that took up time.
Yeah, instead of like. And then you put the other head on.
And then I always love looking at how they do the eyeballs and stuff. They're on like bearings inside the heads, and they take like a suction cup tool and they touch the eyeball and they just move it. You don't have to take the eyes out or anything.
That's so weird.
Yeah, they can just move them around.
Yeah, I remember watching the behind the scenes too. I think Paramore and Kubo and the Two Strings, their process for stop motion is so cool nowadays. Like, oh my gosh.
It's mind-blowing.
It's
like
so
their
crazy.
newest featurette for the latest like movie Wildwood. It's not even a trailer. It's a highlight of this big eagle Then they're like, they painstakingly cut out all the feathers and put them, and they're like really trying to push like the focus on the animation.
Yeah.
They're like, look at how much work we put into this. Like, come on, Oscars, give it to them.
I hope it happens eventually. Like, I like Leica a lot, and they should stick around, hopefully.
They do amazingly beautiful work.
Continuing on, the first of 2 stop-motion films. Corpse Bride was one of these. In 2005 to feature Helena Bonham Carter. The other being Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rat.
Oh, it's so funny. She was the love interest in that.
Yeah, she was Mrs. Nottington or whatever.
Like, oh,
Wallace. So good.
So funny.
I love it. Have you seen Wallace and Gromit and The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, David?
No.
It's hilarious.
It's like a Gen Z have tied themselves to Shrek, as millennials have as well. But a lot of Gen Zs out there, they're tying themselves to that.
It's so funny.
It's great. Have you seen any Wallace and Gromit?
Yeah, I've seen Wallace like back in the day.
Like the shorts and stuff?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Home Trials is Gromit.
Cheese
Gromit.
All right. Anyway, co-director Mike Johnson spoke about how they took a more organic approach to directing this movie, saying, in quotes, "In a co-directing situation, one director really handles one sequence, while the other one handles another. Our approach was more organic. Tim knew where he wanted the film to go as far as the emotional tone and story points to hit. My job was to work with the crew on a daily basis to get the footage as close as possible to how I thought he wanted it." Yeah, because he was doing Big Fish, Charlie and Chocolate Factory at the same time during this production. So
they were doing a lot of movies. This dude was
busy. Like Tim Burton had a lot of stuff he was managing. But it's cool how, kind of with the same case with Night Before Christmas, Henry Selick had that role as well. And he was just guessing, hey, I think this is what Tim's going to want. I'm going to go this way. And sure enough, it ended up great. So it's interesting how both of these films have that similar production angle. All right, next to the last one here. Mr. Bone Jangles and his skeleton band are partly inspired by the cartoon Skeleton Dance in 1929, but also was heavily influenced by Cab Calloway and his band, as they appeared in rotoscope form in several Betty Boop cartoons, which is also true.
Yeah, he had to deal with the animation studio is Fletcher Studios, but I don't know the studio that owned them. I don't know if it was WB at the time. I can't remember, but he was pretty much cemented in that studio. They had him in a lot of them. Louis Armstrong showed up for like one.
Yeah.
But it was Cab Calloway who owned it. He was multiple characters.
Cab Calloway's the guy that does the performance in Blues Brothers, right? Or is that the other guy?
Blues Brothers 2.
That was in the second one.
Yeah, he sang Minnie the Moocher.
Yeah.
That was like one of his big hit songs at the time in like the 30s. It was
30s, 40s, yeah. So it also says here that the piano playing skeleton was inspired by Ray Charles.
Yeah, he's got the glasses on. He's like looking up while he's playing.
And of course, the character Bone Jangles is based on the famous dancer Bill Robinson, who was referred to as Mr. Bo Jangles.
Sweet. That is so cool.
Last one I got for you guys is one I wrote. The piano in the beginning of the film that Victor plays has the insignia Harryhausen Incorporated on the front of the piano, an obvious homage to Ray Harryhausen, a pioneer, if not the pioneer, for stop motion animation.
And Monsters Incorporated, they do that. They go to a restaurant, Harryhausen's.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Because he's a big monster animator.
That's true. Final thoughts, guys, on Corpse Bride. Worth it? Not worth it? Good? Recommended?
I don't watch it as much as I watched Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably never gonna watch this movie again, but it was good. It was good.
Hey, what if your wife says, "Hey, honey, I'm gonna watch Corpse Bride. You want to watch it?"
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you're like, yeah, you put on a movie, I'll just be on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, Corpse Bride. This is a good movie. Again, I think it's funny how both of these, one is in a very weak area, or let's see. Sorry, I'm so tired.
One is stronger in an area, the other one's weakened.
Yes, and they both like one has what the other doesn't, basically. One has really great music, and a lot of it. And
like the music is stronger in Nightmare.
Yeah, but and the story's weak in Nightmare, and the
character writing is better in Corpse Bride.
Yeah, these movies complement each other very well. I was gonna tell you, instead of two spooky kids films, we should name this episode the Tim Burton Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
No, that's when we do Big
You
Fish.
slowly zoom in on
and-
Johnny Depp as Charlie as Willy Wonka.
He's like smiling.
That ugly makeup.
What would we do for 2 Tim Burton films? I want to do Big Fish as one of them, but what do you guys think?
I think that's a good one.
Like Big Fish and what others?
That's
Maybe
a-
Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
I've never seen
didn't
Beetlejuice.
You say,
That
like,
kind of
oh, he's never seen it.
I've never
David.
seen it. So.
Exactly. You've never seen it.
Jake hasn't seen
Have you seen Big Fish?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What did you think of it?
It's pretty good.
It is
Yeah.
good. It's a tearjerker.
It's got Billy Crudup in it.
Yeah,
guy-
baby.
The guy who voiced Ashitaka and Princess Mononoke.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
brother.
heck yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
For Corpse Bride, you said the message hit home with you pretty good.
Yeah, I think being a young man in a world full of women, sometimes it's hard being a young man.
I think it's important for people to know that kind of stuff before they get married. About
that if
like
they're dead or not.
no.
Well,
Yeah,
like
it would
I
help.
in the movie,
I
they're like,
certainly expect you to
"Look,
know
what's
somebody's
his
dead
name?
before you.
Oh, you'll find that out. I mean, you're gonna. What do they say? Like, oh, what's your name? That's the start of getting to know each other when you first get married.
Oh gosh,
It's like, oh, geez,
that's a red flag, baby.
Yeah.
For me, like Emily, like again, like she doesn't actually love Victor. She says in the movie, "My dreams were taken from me." And I tried to take them from somebody else to make up for that. And it showed like integrity is the
yeah,
key
integrity
here,
is kind of
right.
like the
is
thing,
doing the
yeah.
right thing even if it puts you down or even if
Yeah.
it goes against you.
And like she did love him. She's like, this is what's going to be best for you, so I'm going to take a step back. I
Right.
thought that was really cool.
And she was also thinking of what's her name, Emily?
Victoria.
No, Victoria.
Yeah.
She didn't do it until she saw Victoria and she realized, what am
Yeah.
I doing?
Yeah.
Like I'm stealing Victor's future away from him, basically,
Yeah.
and stuff.
Really
So
well
I
done.
really liked that. That's important.
I thought when they cut the Richard E. Grant's, like the bad guy, when they cut his like shirt and it showed stuffing, I was like, are they going to reveal like, oh, he's like just put stuffing so he doesn't look so skinny or something? Like, is that what the thing was?
No, he just cut his coat.
I thought I
the
saw
inside of
stuffing.
his
I was
coat.
like, is he like actually dead? Like, what's going on? And then he turns.
I wanted Emily to kill him.
yeah, like
I was
somebody.
like, dude, she earned that revenge.
Yeah,
dude.
that's
like,
what I
that
thought was
shit-
gonna
Like, and
happen.
all of the women he did that to too.
The way I kind of wanted it to end was like her like dragging him like down into the earth with her or something.
Like the way she came into the movie, like pulling herself
like
out,
like a
bringing
whole
her back
like
up.
playing on the whole, like, because they talk about it in the movie a couple times, like the whole idea of till death do us part.
Yes.
So it's like he was her original bride, or I mean she was his original bride, and so it's like it would be fitting revenge for them to be reunited in death.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been dope, especially like the shot and specifically the whole sequence of her, like him putting on the ring on the finger, and then he
and
realizes
the-
skeleton, and then she reaches out and grabs him. That whole sequence is
That was
awesome.
yeah.
And like the shot of
It's
her
very
hand going like
dramatic.
done, like out of the ground and onto the
Yeah, like a
ground.
zombie movie.
Oh, it's so dope. But yeah, I think this is a great movie. And again, I think I won't watch them very much anymore after this. Especially Night Before Christmas.
What was
I
your
just really
favorite
don't
song,
care much about
Jake?
it.
What was your
honestly.
favorite song in Corpse Bride?
Favorite song in Corpse
Nightmare,
Bride?
I guess.
Oh, it's Bojangles. It's all that
he's
remains.
that's the
There's no song,
showstopper.
you know? But
I feel like it ain't even a competition.
Emily's song is good in Corpse Bride. I like it.
It's okay.
But it's like Bone Jangles is like all that
oh
remains
yeah,
is there,
it's so
you know?
fun, dude.
And then, yeah, Oogie Boogie's song is great. Oh, it's also weird. These two films end with a fight scene between the main character and of course, the antagonist in the actual fight. Like,
That should happen in most
I mean,
movies.
I guess.
Bad
but
guy
it's
versus
like,
good guy.
these films, yeah, like you said, David, they complement each other. So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
It's
And
Funny.
It's like
They're
poetry.
fighting.
It rhymes.
poetry and rhymes.
I like the Corpse Bride one is funny with them going back and forth, like they're awkwardly fighting each other,
Yeah.
and then the
Oh, dude,
what's
and
his
when-
name? The bad guy. He's like, oh, like
Yeah. That
screaming
reminded
at it.
me of Wallace and Gromit in the Were Rabbit with the
Oh yeah,
and also Ray Fiennes, I forgot, plays the bad guy.
yeah. He's the bad guy in that. Yeah, so funny.
He's got the dog with him. So
You gotta watch that movie, dude. It's so funny.
it's so funny. I want to go watch it now. So with that, we'll probably go watch it another time because we got to get
It's
going.
spooky season.
It is
You
spooky
should watch
season.
it.
Go watch Curse the Were-Rabbit. Yeah, thanks for audience for enjoying this a month of Two Films content and spooky time. We're gonna do, I think, another one next week, and then that'll be the end for now until probably December. But we want to thank you so much for for your support and taking your valuable time out of the day. Thank you. Were able to get to the end of this podcast where my voice is just shot. Really do appreciate you guys. Thank you, Chelsea, for coming on and for your time, even if you're not feeling good. Truly appreciate it.
It's okay.
We powered through it.
I got a bunch of painkillers in me, so.
Yeah, man, I was hyped on that powdered vitamin C packets. Like I'm like chugging those things, as well as like immune stimulators.
Oh, mine was like a ton of Tylenol.
Yeah, cold medicine. I'm just like, ugh, I need to go get some more. So anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you, David, for being here and suffering through two weeks of Two Films musicals.
Yeah,
you did really good.
You're a trooper, David.
You'll never have to do it again. Unless we do two more.
What?
Well, we'll do
That's
two.
not true.
We're gonna do 2 musical films, but David won't be involved. I'm not gonna subject him to that.
Okay.
So you will see all in due time. So anyway, have a good day, audience. Take care, and remember, if something is empty in your bones that just calls out for a change, like good old Jack said with his obsession and his midlife crisis, we just encourage you when you're lamenting out there, whether it be man or woman, just think about it. And think about it deeply while you listen to this. And remember, with all diligence and honor and purity and remembrance,
Okay.
to Snarp Fangle on.
Bye-bye now.